What's going on, you guys? Back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about 3 types of narc baiting to watch out for. Number 1 is the future faking. Narcissists and their fake promises. And this happens well after you establish a relationship with them. What they do is put you in this box or to keep you strung along. They have to come up with these fake promises of taking you here and taking you there, and they want you to witness things that they have planned for the future when they are well on their way to greatness. They want you to be there to witness it. You just watch and see. They do this because they think it's going to make you feel good. So if you stick around long enough, to see these things, chances are they're not going to lose you anytime soon. So they have to come up with a lie as to what they have planned for the future. They even lie about things they want to do. Like, okay, how are you going to take a trip to here or there if you don't even work to put the money aside for that? You don't even work to pay regular monthly bills. So how are you going to go on trips like this when you're not even saving enough? Sometimes you got to just think like, and just kind of like play along with them in their delusional little minds and make them think you believe them. Sometimes that's how you got to treat the narc. You got to meet them where they're at and just play along with them. Just enough. Give them just enough of that. Entertain them just enough to plan your exit move. Because once you realize you're dealing with people like this, you don't want to, you shouldn't want to. But sometimes we have to deal with them for so long because of the living situation or because we work with them. Now, another narc bait is arguments. Narcissists, they come up with these fake arguments that sometimes warrant a response to defend yourself. And what happens is this argument is never ending. The longer you defend yourself or call them out on something, they're going to deny whatever you call them out on. The more you defend yourself, they're going to bring up something that defends them. That's what they do. That's the type of game they play. And as long as you go in circles with them, you will never get off of it. So the thing about it is, give them that as well. Give it to them. Let them have it. Tell them, okay, you're right. Because one thing a narcissist hates is for you to give up on them. To stop in your tracks and decide, I'm not doing this with you, and go the other way. They hate that. They expect you to keep it up with them. That's how they keep you on your toes. That's how they keep control of you. And don't even give it to them. Don't even, feed into that with them. Because it only gives them what they want. They do it sometimes out of boredom. They get so bored, they don't have nothing else better to do but to pick with you. Like a kid on the playground. Don't have nothing else better to do but to bully somebody who they see are enjoying themselves, either with other friends or by themselves. They don't know how to live and let live. They gotta bother you because they need that energy off of you. The only way a narcissist don't benefit from your energy is if you're down, depressed, just feeling sad and sorrow or going through something that's just taking a lot out of you. So you're not at your best. So that's not going to benefit the narcissist. And they are not good friends and confidants. They don't care about nobody else's feelings. So it's not like they'll be able to be there for you. They lack empathy. They don't care about what's going on with you. They're very selfish people. They only want to see you at your best, or at your highest level of energy, so that makes them feel good. They get a high off of that. That never gets old when it comes to a narcissist. So don't take the bait with the argument because it drains you. You don't ever want to, feel worse than you already do, because they really will pick with you if they see you're down. That's their way of punishing you. They're mad at you now because you're down. They don't know how to, comfort you in a time of need. They don't know how to be their shoulder to cry on. So instead, they do something so low down and dirty as to pick a fight with you. Again, just go in the other room. Don't even entertain them with it. And the third narc baiting they do is gaslighting. And this is where they set traps that keep you in line to do things the way they want it done. You know, and sometimes it's best to just keep your plans to yourself, because when you put a narcissist in on what you have planned, sometimes they hate to see things going so smooth for you. They are jealous, so they'll sabotage it. And I know I done talked about this before, but for those of you who are new to this channel, welcome. And just understand that sometimes it's best to keep things to yourself. That's favor. That's a blessing, and it's for you. You have to know who to share things with. Certain people, you got to know when to share it. Like me on Facebook, for safety reasons, the check-in feature, I only use that when I'm checking out. And I do that not because I don't want nobody in my business, because I wouldn't have checked in the first place. But it's for safety reasons. I don't need anybody coming up behind me or knowing what I have planned, or in the middle of it, they ruin it for me or something like that. It's just for safety reasons, for privacy, and for peace of mind, most of all. You don't want them in on everything you have going on. They will sabotage it. But the way they do things like that is through gaslighting, to make you think that you crazy if you think it's one way when it's really another. And you already have your plans set out to go a certain way. You got your ducks in a row. So what can go wrong? So you're thinking like, I know I had this like this, or I know I did it like that. How did this happen? The narcissist. The narcissist is all behind it. Trust me. The only person that could have ruined it is the one person you told it to who's jealous. Because they're miserable. And of course, misery loves company. And sometimes they do it out of, again, just plain old boredom. If they're bored, they'll do things just to pick with you because they act like children. I'm telling you. They don't have a life of their own to go out and enjoy. They don't know who they are without picking it up off somebody else. A narcissist will listen to an idea of a person who's in a grocery line and bring it back home to you and tell it to you like it's something they came up with on their own. You just picked it up from a total stranger. And you want me to believe your little small mind thought of that? Like you've never been interested in something like that. But anyway, yeah, just keep things to yourself, because narcissists are ready to ruin it if they're not included in it. If they're not in on it with you, if they're not going to benefit off of it, they'll ruin it. And they do that through gaslighting. They will sabotage good things that are happening for you. And an example of that real quick is my night job. The people, we conversate real good. They're real nice people, real kind. And sometimes they tell me, you don't have to worry about cleaning this floor, and these floors are like a lot of area to cover. They tell me sometimes, you don't have to even cover this floor the next couple of days because we'll be working remote. We'll be at home working. So it's up to you if you want to do a quick walkthrough, but I'm pretty sure there'll be no trash to pick up. So I'm like, okay, well, thank you for telling me. And they're like, thank you. And they're just real cool people. They always like, thank you for what you do for us. Nobody's looking at you like you beneath them. Like I mentioned earlier, it's my job. I'm good with my job just like they're good with theirs. So it's a respect thing at the end of the day. And we all remain humble with what we do. But this security guard, who's very delusional and grandiose, think he more than what he is, he wanted me to do it even though the people weren't there. He was mad that they had communicated with me and already told me that they won't be there. He was so angry at the fact that he weren't in on the people, being off from the building for a couple of days and that I didn't have to clean that area. He was so mad that he wasn't in on it. He felt like he lost power over me when he don't even have power over me because you're a security guard. But in his mind, he's the damn CEO of the company. All he does is issue us the key cards to get in certain parts of the building. Some of y'all probably heard this before. I mentioned it in another video. The job I work at night and how the security guard is so delusional. He thinks of himself bigger than what he is. And I just look at him like, oh God, like they make it so easy for you to point them out with the things they do. And the patterns, it stays the same. Like it never changes. They don't give you nothing different to go on. They never give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, why even think of it? Because it's not going to happen. You're not going to see nothing different from a narcissist. They always have to have power and control over you. It doesn't matter who you are, especially when you're in a closed work setting. And the thing about it is, because he wasn't in on something that was working out so smooth for me, he couldn't stand that kind of favor if he didn't have nothing to do with it. Had he been the one to give me the good news, he would have been smiling like a little cat, just to let me know something that he had nothing to do with. All you're doing is passing a message to me that they would have told me anyway, and I would have found out. So narcissists are so simple-minded, and they get angry at things like that when they can't use it to their advantage, when they can't benefit off of it, But those are narc baiting that you should watch out for and don't get tricked into. Narc baiting, which is the arguing, the future faking, the gaslighting, things that they'll try to get you to entertain them with. Sometimes it's best to just ignore them. Let them say whatever they're going to say, which when you don't, sometimes, with them, you just don't know which direction it's going to go. But what makes it a little easier is when you used to them, because there's a pattern. So you know how to duck and dodge them. You know how to say just enough to get them to shut up or back off and go the other way. When you deal with them long enough, you kind of know how to communicate with them. But just keep in mind that you're never the reason why they're doing it. It's never your fault. Never your fault. Don't even receive this negativity they throw your way to make you feel like you're the problem. Clearly, these people have a problem. They're miserable, and they want you to be miserable right along with them. Don't take the bait. Don't fall for the bait with the narcissist. That's all I want to say in this video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.